Today, we're going to reveal the top 12 Bitcoin whales on the planet. Who are they? How big is their stack? And who will dethrone the creator of Bitcoin himself, Satoshi Nakamoto? Stick around because today we're going to be exposing the answer to those three questions. Send it!
We think Bitcoin is the highest form of property. It's the apex property in the world. It's the best investment asset. So the end game is to acquire more Bitcoin. Whoever gets the most Bitcoin wins.
Let's kick off the countdown with number 12 on the list, shall we? Robinhood holding 143,627 Bitcoin. We're going to use 65K as our price metric for today. So that makes their holdings worth 9.3 billion. Now, Robinhood may definitely be controversial, their shitcoinery, but they are clearly stacking sats. And their CEO has even said that crypto is going to be the big boon for the financial services.
I think there's a more interesting view of crypto, which is that it's an infrastructure upgrade and a shift in how financial services are offered and delivered. It really has the potential to solve a lot of the legacy issues with the financial infrastructure that we have in this country. And I think over time that will become more clear as you're seeing growth in products globally.
Yeah, they weren't kidding, but it's Bitcoin, not crypto. Next up, number 11, Block One. Now, I couldn't find a lot on these guys, but they do hold 164,000 Bitcoin, worth a cool 10.66 billion. It looks like Block One might have started a shitcoin company, but at the end of the day, they know where the real value lies, Bitcoin. Dubious speculation. Maybe they use their shitcoin to take advantage of people to acquire more Bitcoin. I mean, it's been done before. Don't sue me. All right, now we're getting into the top 10. Number 10, Kraken, and they hold 179,334 Bitcoin. That nice stack is worth over 11.6 billion. And Kraken's been around for forever, and one thing we can appreciate is their commitment to hodling speaks volumes about their confidence in Bitcoin's future. Next up, our first nation state. The Chinese government currently holds 194,000 Bitcoin. Wait, hold up. China. I thought they hated Bitcoin, yet they hold over 12.6 billion in Bitcoin. I guess even the CCP can't resist the hardest money on earth. We've also heard the rumors and seen the numbers. They're still active miners. Maybe it's all a little misdirection and they're stacking while the world sleeps. Doesn't look like they've banned Bitcoin. It looks like they're hodling Bitcoin. Now let's get to number 8. Bitfinex, of course, we know the little Tether connection here, but they're currently holding 200,669 Bitcoin. That's worth over 13 billion. And we know Bitfinex has been famous for its hacks, but it looks like they've learned and they're definitely hodling and protecting that precious stack. Next up, USA. We got the US government over here holding 203,239 Bitcoin. Yes, that's right. The US government is sitting on 13.2 billion in Bitcoin. With Bitcoin in Congress and discussions around national security interests, it's clear the US sees Bitcoin as more than just an asset. Now the question is, will the US continue to grow its stack or will it miss the boat? Well, you should actually watch this because it looks like the government is going to be implementing a strategic Bitcoin reserve strategy. This is insanely bullish. Roll it!
I intend to sign an executive order on day one, directing the U.S. Treasury to purchase 550 Bitcoin daily until the U.S. has built a reserve of at least 4 million Bitcoins.
If I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please. This will serve in effect as the core of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile.
This is the Bitcoin Reserve Bill.
I was wondering when we'd get here, but number 6, MicroStrategy. The GigaChad himself, Michael Saylor, owns over 16.3 billion worth of Bitcoin through MicroStrategy, and he's not stopping. He's buying Bitcoin like it's going out of style. Will Saylor ever stop? Nope. He's buying Bitcoin until the end of time.
So you're buying?
Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever.
Number 5, Grayscale. Now they're holding 254,677 Bitcoin. That is worth 16.55 billion, and the grayscale bleed has been rough, but despite the drama, they're still number 5. And maybe after their recent CEO shakeup, they'll get things together. Hey, but the grayscale bleed, you know, like one man's trash is another man's treasure. Let's get to number 4. Fidelity, holding 287,153 Bitcoin. This is the financial giant that predicted billion-dollar Bitcoin. They have conviction. They're holding $19 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they've been in the game for a while. But despite that, Uncle Larry didn't care. The man's been stacking very heavily. Number 3, BlackRock, the ETF king. Already at 359,271 Bitcoin. That's worth $18.6 billion. And it's looking like it's only a matter of time before they make their serious move to that number 1 position. But before that, they're going to have to overtake number 2, Binance. They're holding 673,783 Bitcoin. And that's valued at over $43.7 billion. Their holdings are absolutely staggering. Their former CEO may have faced some legal trouble. Pretty sure he just got out of the slammer, but that hasn't stopped Binance from being one of the top whales, second to none other than Satoshi Nakamoto. The anonymous creator of Bitcoin still reigns supreme with 1.1 million Bitcoin worth just over 71.5 billion. But with the ETFs hot on his trail, it's just a matter of time before Satoshi loses the crown. Now let's talk about who might surpass him. But first, look at our likes.
0.0. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Help us spread the sound money gospel. Like this video and hit that subscribe button for the best in Bitcoin delivered to you daily as we take a moment to recognize our sponsors, the Bitcoin Way. Guys, being that we live in clown world, it's pretty easy to understand the why Bitcoin, but over at the Bitcoin Way, that's where you're going to learn how to Bitcoin. Check out their newly revamped website. If you're looking to become a master of Bitcoin self-custody, no one makes it easier. From setting up your first wallet node to inheritance planning to everything Bitcoin sovereignty, they got you covered. Hey, and if you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with the Bitcoin Way using that link in the show notes. Now here's where it gets spicy. The US Bitcoin ETFs combined currently hold 916,047 Bitcoin. They're knocking on Satoshi's door. And at that current pace, BlackRock could overtake Satoshi as the top holder in just a little over a year. Let that sink in. But hold on, there are 2 other companies that could make a massive play soon. Let's talk about Apple and Dell. Apple currently has over $100 billion in cash, losing purchasing power by the second thanks to inflation. Imagine if Apple started stacking sats like MicroStrategy. Apple could catapult to the top of the Bitcoin holder list nearly overnight. And then there's Dell, sitting on $5.83 billion in cash. Companies like Dell swimming in melting ice cubes, they need a solution. And Bitcoin is their lifeline.
As of April 30th, 2024, Dell Technologies has $5.83 billion in cash and cash equivalents, including investments. With a 3% inflation, that's a loss of $174 million worth of purchasing power just going poof on a yearly basis. Now, what's really interesting is that they can just put a percentage of that $5.83 billion that they have in cash into Bitcoin, and it will compensate for the $174 million that they're losing in purchasing power. And this is one of the things that Bitcoin fixes.
All right, guys, the Bitcoin arms race is heating up. Whether it's US ETFs or corporate giants like Apple and Dell, the biggest Bitcoin holders are making moves. And with the economic landscape shifting, the stars are aligned for Bitcoin to hit $1 million per coin. Remember, Trump's bullish. China and the USA are trying to print their way to hyperinflation, and the world is waking up to the fact that there is no second best.
And do you get other companies coming to try and mimic your model, to look at how MicroStrategy is doing it?
More and more recently, I get approached by public company officers and CEOs that have noticed what we're doing. And, we're starting to see more public companies. I think there's 4 or 5 public companies in the past month that have started to embrace a Bitcoin standard. I think 2024 is like the first year of institutional adoption of Bitcoin. Like 1994 was the year of institutional adoption of the internet. One thing I say to people is the average person is going to work 20 years at least. So you're going to work 40,000 hours to make money. If you're going to invest 40,000 hours of your life to make money, you probably ought to invest 100 hours of your life
to keep it. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. And before you go, help us spread the sound money gospel by smashing that like button, subscribing, giving us a pap, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter for all the latest breaking Bitcoin news. And stay tuned because we're bringing you content daily. The race to 1 million Bitcoin is on.
Engage.
Send it. I'll be back in the chair Monday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Rust in peace. Out.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.